지금 바로 브릿지TV의 멤버가 되세요. 멤버 전용 영상, 라이브 방송, 브이로그, 영어로만 말하는 영상, 대본, 학습 자료까지. 가입 버튼을 누르시거나 고정 댓글란의 링크를 클릭해주세요.
What is up, Crossers? GD is back in the house. So after 7 years of break from the K-pop world, he's finally back with a brand new single, Power. And some of the younger viewers who are watching this right now might not understand what kind of comeback this is because he's been gone for so long, right? My daughter is 8 years old and he's been gone for 7 years, so my daughter has no idea who GD is. In fact, I was streaming Power this morning and my daughter asked me, "Who's this guy?" You know, 7 years, that kind of time. 7 years makes even the king of K-pop be forgotten by some of the younger audiences. So, for those of you who are not familiar with GD, I'm pretty sure most of you know him, but if you're like Gen Alpha and watching this, he's the most influential K-pop act in K-pop history. He was so many K-pop artists' inspiration, not just K-pop artists, but also just young generations in general. And even today, he's in his late 30s, but he's still rocking it. Can you believe that? The fact that he can come back after taking a break for 7 years from his career and then he's still killing it? I mean, that's a flex. I cannot imagine myself taking a break from my work for 7 years. I'll be a broke man. But I mean, GD's GD. GD can do that. GD can take a break for the rest of his life, but he's coming back for his fans and for himself as well. And we're all excited for that. So today what we're doing is I'm gonna watch some of the reaction videos where YouTubers from abroad react to his brand new song, Power. And like I always do, I'm gonna teach you some English along the way. And last but not least, I'm gonna share my own interpretation of the music video, all its references, and also the song's lyrics. So if you're excited, don't forget to hit the like button down below. That helps my channel a lot. And if you're ready, let's jump right into the reaction video.
I can't wait for the lyrics to come out because GD is a lyricist too. Like, that's why this guy is like, he's the all-rounders of the all-rounders.
So here he says, all-rounders. There's this slang that is used among K-pop fans, 육각형 idol, and that's what basically an all-rounder means. So he can write songs, he can rap, he can sing, he can perform and dance, and he's also incredibly fashionable. So you can say he's an all-rounder if you want to say, oh, he's a 육각형 idol.
Like, he could do everything.
Right.
And then not even like everything in ways of like, he does everything just like decently. He does everything at the utmost like quality.
Yeah.
And I also noticed that a lot of EFL learners use the adjective decent incorrectly. So the word decent, it's not something that you're gonna use to approve someone, right? Decent means not bad or okay, which is never a compliment. So instead of saying decent, you might as well just go for more basic expressions like well or perfectly or do an excellent job, something along that line instead of saying decent. So for example, oh, the pay is decent. That means they pay me enough. Right? It's not that they pay you a huge amount of money. So when your employers pay you a decent salary, that means you can live comfortably. You know, you can pay your bills and all that. So again, if you want to say that they pay you so well, just say, oh, they pay me well, or the pay is great. That works better. And try not to use decent if you're trying to emphasize how good it is.
The GOAT, the GOAT, G-Dragon. This is your idol's favorite idol. This is your fave's fave. Don't y'all understand?
He just bleeds.
Yeah.
Like swag. Like, he just bleeds talent.
So they're all talking about how significant his comeback is. So he's the undisputed king of K-pop. He's like K-pop god. You know, he inspired so many idols to be idols, and he's the reason why so many K-pop acts are who they are right now. So without GD, the K-pop industry as we know it would look totally different. That's the kind of conduct that we're witnessing right now.
Big Bang's G-Dragon, after 7 years, has just dropped a comeback. This has been so anticipated as well.
All right, so everyone was expecting his new single, and he initially said he will drop a single at the end of October. So as the end of the month approached, people were getting more and more excited, but at the same time disappointed because the single was not out yet. So in this case, you can say the single is much anticipated. So when something is much anticipated, it means that a lot of people have been waiting for it for so long and are so excited for it.
I wore these yesterday because I thought he was coming back yesterday. Okay. Also, we thought it was dropping on the 25th. It didn't drop.
Everyone thought. I'm so sorry to G-Dragon, but I cursed the living hell out of you during this past week. Sorry, but I hated you for the past
Tiana,
week. People saying that he went live and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
And
fuck
our
him.
text is just like, I hate him. He's so annoying.
But here, some of the fans, as you could see in the reaction video, were so tired of waiting, they ended up feeling annoyed. But being annoyed isn't necessarily a bad thing. You know, you can be annoyed at someone, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you hate that person, okay? So it's not always negative, as was the case with the female YouTuber here. She said, oh, you're so annoying, but she's saying that with affection for GD.
The worst thing about the song is it's too freaking short. And that is always the best compliment you can ever give a song. When the song ends, I'm annoyed. I was like, what, man? I just pressed play. That's what it feels like. Man, that ended way too soon.
So here again, he's saying, oh, I'm annoyed, right? But that's not a bad feeling here. He's annoyed because he loves the song so much, and that's also a sign of affection. So yes, you can be annoyed at someone or something, but at the same time love it. And let's not forget to appreciate what a banger this song is.
That bit's so good. This is ridiculous.
And this word ridiculous too doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. When someone says it's ridiculous, well, it's all about the situation and the context. But here, obviously, he loves the music video and he loves the song. So he's using that adjective in a good way. Again, you can use this word ridiculous with affection for something.
The animals in this music video were filmed with love and care under strict animal welfare guidelines with expert supervision. That's what's up.
So he said, that's what's up, which might be a little bit confusing to EFL learners out there. So that's what's up is a slang that's similar in meaning to that's cool. So at the end of the music video, it says the animals in the video were filmed with love and care under strict animal welfare guidelines with expert supervision. So this YouTuber JRE is saying that's cool, appreciating the fact that GD was mindful of animal rights.
It's a pre-release.
It's a pure release.
There's an album.
I know.
And I didn't know until later that there will be a full album coming up. This is a pre-release and we're getting an album pretty soon. So GD's performing at the 2024 MAMA on November 23rd. So I believe that he will drop the full album sometime before that. So we'll be able to enjoy his full album in the coming weeks.
K-pop has come back with an absolute vengeance this year. Like, all the big names are back. We've had Blackpink releasing constant freaking solo amazing songs. We've had freaking BTS Jin releasing songs. And now, freaking G-Dragon after 7 years? Like, what is going on? Are the stars aligning? Let me look out my damn window. What's happening at the moment in this industry?
Exactly right. All the big names are coming back. And as a decades-long K-pop fan, I'm extremely happy that I can listen to legendary K-pop artists all at the same time. And did you notice that in the music video, when he's dancing in a subway train, there's actually a full track list of his new album. So now onto my interpretation of the music video. So the music video starts when the doors slide open, and on the doors are silhouettes of two men facing each other. And by the shape of the silhouette, I think it's referring to the Untitled era, because that was the last time GD dropped an album. So it's like you're looking in the mirror, and this really sets the tone for the music video. So basically it's a music video where GD is looking back at his past self, and all the guys in the red hoodie hooded robe. It reminds me of the coup d'etat era, probably because it's red. And the weird hat GD's wearing, I don't know if it's just me, but it kind of reminds me of One of a Kind. And it looks like his Rolls Royce here. And here I'm getting a boy GD. Do you remember that verse? Right? The kind of cadence. And I think here he's trying to copy his old rapping style as a boy. Because earlier, he literally 구름을 가르고 와, meaning he burst through the clouds. And at the end of the music video, he also jumps out of the subway train into the clouds. So I think this whole set symbolizes his entire musical career. It used to be G to the D, Gold and Diamonds Boy. Now it's G to the D, GOAT, the living legend. So it's G to the D. So smart, right? And for those of you who are not familiar with the term GOAT, GOAT is an acronym for the greatest of all time. You can also call them legends. So he's talking to goats, literal goats. So I'd like to remind you of the silhouettes of two men looking at each other. Quite similarly, GD, the goat, is looking at goats, introducing himself to goats. So it's like talking to the man in the mirror. So that obviously is a reference to Affit, and there are only 3 people left. I got a lot to talk about it, but I would rather not. Let's move on. So I don't give a shit. I'm just laughing it off, and I donate hundreds of thousands of won. And I'm pretty sure you guys all remember how false accusations have been made against them that it did illegal drugs, which turned out to be false. And if you remember the interview that he did after the investigation,
주로 어떤 부분을 좀 많이 이렇게 조사가 이루어졌나요?
he said, we're just laughing before we realized it was over. So he's referring to that incident, and it's his own way of expressing his frustration and anger and how the media and the public mistreated him. Again here, 권력 오남용 means abuse of power, but his 묻고, bearing it, it's gonna bury the hatchet and move on and forgive everyone. And 천재지병 is also, I think, a very clever wordplay because it's usually 천재지변, natural disaster, but he kind of tweaked it and it's 천재지병. So he has an illness and it's his genius. It's like an incurable illness for him. He's born genius and he has been genius and he will be genius. So 불가항력, right? I'm unstoppable. I'm so powerful, you guys cannot stop me. Try to come at me and try to drag me down. I'm so genius and I'm so powerful, so you guys cannot stop me. Facts. Prove them all wrong, I got all receipts. So here, receipts mean evidence. I'm gonna prove them wrong. I got all the evidence. So here, he breaks into a newsroom and the screen says, "A day in JD's life." So he's getting in the way of the news anchor, disrupting his show, and he's like, "Why do you make false claims about me? Who do you think you are? Mind your goddamn business." We're getting that kind of attitude from him. You know, and if you look closely, the glasses, that's the glasses that GD wore on the day he got investigated. Fun fact, after he wore these glasses, they sold out. So even though he was embroiled in this drug scandal, people were more focused on his fashion. These glasses, they cost $1,000 US, so they are expensive, but they sold like hotcakes. That's the power GD has. This guy is literally the definition of a trendsetter. So here in 미르쇼, 미르 is a very old-fashioned Korean word that means dragon. So people are like, "Oh, my dragon." And 나르샤 also is an old-fashioned way of saying flying. So a dragon is flying. G-dragon is back in the sky. That's what that means. So here, the subway scene is a reference to the Michigo era. And again, here you can see the entire track list in the back. I can't wait to listen to the full album. Good news is that we'll be able to listen to the full album in a couple weeks now. So he's 88, was born in 1988. So that's a number that's often associated with GD. 88 nara means 88 is flying. But at the same time, in Korean, 88 also means full of energy. So it's a word play again. It means it's flying with a burst of energy. So I mean, the lyricism is full of double meanings and a really smart wordplay. So I think the single, Power, is more like an announcement he's making about his return. And I think the single is his own way of dealing with a stressful situation and an unfair situation that he was in. And I'm so glad that this legendary K-pop artist is back, and definitely he's gonna give us more in a couple more weeks, and with no doubt he's gonna inspire future K-pop artists with his brand new album again. So yeah, that was my reaction to reactions to GD's Power, as well as my personal interpretation of the music video and its references. And I also try to teach you some English along the way for my viewers as well. Hope you found it fun and helpful. Visit www.detoxenglishkorea.com and you can join my EFL courses there. If you like this video, please consider joining my channel. You can do that by clicking the join button down below. And when you become a member, it will unlock so many perks, including more videos like this and vlogs, as well as study materials and access to exclusive chat rooms, custom badges, and custom emojis. So check out my plans. There are many different tiers, so check the perks for each tier and choose the best tier for you. All right, so that's it for today. Please hit the like button down below and the subscribe button if you haven't yet, and I'll see you in my next video. To the other side.